Hey, I painted up this Lord Relictor this week, or last week, or this month. Here are my thoughts, and some pros. I painted this guy assembled, which was challenging, hard, tedious, a pain. Not really something I'd avoid, though. I'm not sure how much easier he'd be in sub-assembly, and the sub-assembly thing just isn't my vibe, at least not with these. But if that's something you're used to doing, or something you do frequently, or if you're thinking of doing this guy, have a think about how you're going to get the brush in all the nooks and crannies, and before you decide to glue them together. So I assembled this model like normal, fully assembled, and I launched it on another of these cursed cobblestone bases that I've been making before priming it and painting it almost like everything else from the Stormcast that I have. I tried to simplify the blue Sigmarite by just doing it as one thin coat of blue over the Zenithal priming and underbrush, but I really didn't like how that looked as the model got on with the models, so I went back with Nuln Oil to shade it and did some edge highlighting with Calgar Blue. It came out better than others, and I'm really liking it. The other big change I did was the CVS receipts on this guy. A lot of them have these sort of long tassely ribbons, and I've been alternating different ways of painting them. At first I just painted them as another big strip of leather, and then more recently I felt like they should be painted up like cloth. But then with this guy I came up with the idea of highlighting just one edge of them to get this sort of edgy white look. Neat. I'm going with it. I'm going forward with it. I'm not super jazzed with the scroll work or the paper scroll on the back, or the paper scroll on the front of the back. I really like the metallic luster thing I've been doing. I don't know where I came up with this, but I'm starting to think it's even easier than I realized, but it just always looks good. And the green oxide bits were a bit of but they came out well. I do think I need to remember to thin that paint, but where did this guy come from? This guy came from the Thunderstrike Brotherhood. Now he's in the Thunderstrike Brotherhood. I got the sprue from the Thunderstrike Brotherhood in the Mortal Realms magazine, and the Thunderstrike Brotherhood sprue was originally available as part of the Age of Sigmar 1 boxed set. He was sort of one of the super best friends for Age of Sigmar 1. What's his deal plot-wise? Well, just like other Stormcast Eternals, this character was a pious, brave, or otherwise worthy soul in his mortal life, who was then raised up and reforged into a Stormcast Eternal by the God King Sigmar. Once attuned and acclimated to his new form, he was sent forth into the mortal realms to do the God King's will on the fields of war. So this guy is a relic, carries relics, and this large sarcophagus with a mortal remain in it goes along with him, which I assume is the relic. His armor is called the Mortis armor, and this armor also has numerous bones shoved in it. In order to form a relic in the Catholic faith, you need the bones of a saint. I'll save you the napkin math, but even if everyone was Warhammer Catholic worshipping Sigmar, that there would be enough saint in the time span that the Age of Sigmar takes place. I don't think that there would have been enough saints for all the Stormcast Eternals to be reforged from canonized souls, so saints have got to be rarer than Stormcast Eternals. Presumably, the body in the sarcophagus is holding a sword because in its mortal life, it was somewhat militant. Okay, cool. Now, a saint is somebody who was lovely according to the church, so wouldn't presumably that person still, if they're lovely in church terms, also fulfill the criteria for being reforged into a Stormcast Eternal. When a Stormcast Eternal expires, I guess they turn to Thunderbolts and Lightning. Poof, they're gone. So we know these bones came from a mortal, not from a Stormcast Eternal. What I'm trying to get at, this guy could be waving his boss's bones around in battle. He could be waving his own bones around in battle. He could be waving it at the enemies, saying, "Ha! Remember doing this? Well, I'm gonna get you for it." He could be waving around Stormcast Eternal bones to inspire all his brothers. "Remember what we used to be? And here we are now." He could be waving it around to inspire mortal followers. Hey, if you fall in battle, no biggie. It's overall just a delight of weirdness, which makes Age of Sigmar kind of neat. And we're not even going to talk about the candles. You know how they make candles? Animal fat. I mean, they don't do that always anymore, but you know, when we were like living in castles and stuff, you know how they made candles? Animal fat. You know what's an animal that has fat? A human. Are these candles normal candles, or are these candles made from the fat of saints? Are these candles made from the fat of the... I should get going. I should get to bed. I don't have any pizza rolls. Do you have any pizza rolls? Leave a like if you want a pizza roll, or a comment if you want a pizza roll. Is that the joke? Like, share, and subscribe. I usually stream every Thursday, but this Thursday is something else, so check the comments for all those links and socials. Good night.